So we can write the heading as resonance in RLC series circuit. Okay. So what is the resonance? Resonance is a very important phenomena in our electrical applications, electrical engineering applications. That is, that in most of the telecommunication system is dependent upon the resonance circuit as well as some tuning. That is the that you are aware of the FM radio, or a simple radio. Radio is nothing but a series RLC circuit where the R is constant and L or C should be variable. In the earlier stage, only we can change the C, the value of the C, but nowadays we can able to change the value of the L also to make it as a resonant circuit. So, so what does a resonance means? Means a circuit containing resonance is said to be in resonance if the voltage across the circuit is in phase with the current through it. It means that this is a R connected with a L associate with a C. This is a RLC series circuit. So we can apply the voltage, AC voltage. So this is V is equal to V naught sine omega t, you can consider. So if so, this is R, this is L, and this is C, and the voltage across it is VR, and voltage across L is VL, and the voltage across C is VC. So, and the current flowing through the circuit has some notation. We can write the current as I is equal to, if the circuit is not in the resonating condition, then the any expression we should put over current depending upon the capacity of the inductor and the capacitor. It means that if the, so first you just write down the CI VIL to determine the voltage and current phase along with the capacitor and the inductor. So আর কাউকে জয়েন করতে দেবো না বলে দিবি, হ্যাঁ। So you can, if so for C, current is leading in nature. So if the entire circuit has the capacity of the capacitor is much more higher than the capacity of the inductor, then the current expression should be Im sine omega t plus some angle, that is it may be phi, it may be pi, it may be theta, it may be whatever it is, you can alpha, beta, gamma, whatever it is, as the current in the capacitor is leading by some angle with the voltage. But if the inductive part of the circuit is much more higher than the capacitive part of the circuit, that is the inductive reactance is the higher than the capacitive reactance, or XL is greater than XC, then the circuit is behave like a RL circuit. In that case, the expression of the current should be I0 sine omega t minus some angle. Okay, but for resonance, we know that what is the condition for resonance. So what are the possible conditions? We can make it over here. The first condition, case 1, we can consider that case 1 is VL greater than VC. Okay, or we can say that XL greater than XC. This is the one condition. Okay, for that condition, if we make a phasor diagram, so this is I, take I as reference phasor, you can draw the voltage across R is, this is the VR, because in resistance voltage and current are in same phase. So inductor is what? Inductor is, so for I, if you consider the L, V is before I, so V is leading in nature. So if it is I, then this should be the VL, and if this is I, then V is, for C, V is lagging in nature, so this should be the VC. So as VL greater than VC, then the net resultant should be, so this is the VL minus VC, and the resultant should be like this. This is the resultant, is it? The case 2 is what? There is the VC is greater than VL, or XC is greater than XL. Then what should we do? Again, we can make a current, this is the I, and if you consider VR, so this becomes VR. So this VL, again same thing is happening, this is the VL, and as VC is greater than VL, so VC becomes much more higher magnitude than VL, that is the, this is the VC. So VL minus VC is become, this is the VC minus VL. So if you draw the resultant, then you can make this like this. This is the resultant. Okay. Okay. And the third case, which is the most important for the resonance, that is the case 3. If, and this is the easiest case, if VC is equal to VL or VL equal to VC, then it means that XC, the capacitive reactance, is nothing but the equivalent with the inductive reactance. At that case, what will be the phasor diagram? So this becomes, again you can draw, this becomes I, and this becomes VR, voltage across R. So you draw this as VL, and as VL and VC are same in magnitude, so this becomes VC. So you can cancel VL and VC. So what will be the net resultant phasor diagram? It becomes I, and this is the VR, this is the I. This, and you can say that this VL and VC are out of phase. VL and VC are out of phase for resonance. So VL and VC are opposite in nature, and they have in the same magnitude. Okay. So you can say that DC is nothing but the condition for resonance. This is the condition for resonance. Okay. Okay. So if VL is equal to VC, then XC is equal to XL, or we can say that, so there is no existence of XC and XL because they are cancel out each other as they are out of phase. Okay. Then what is the impedance of the circuit? Impedance of the circuit, Z is equal to nothing but the R, because the capacity of the inductor and the capacity of the capacitor are cancel out each other, so only the R is present over there, and that is R, and the value of the resistance is nothing but the impedance of the entire circuit, and this is the condition for resonance. So, and we know that XL and XC are not constant. As why they are not constant? They are dependent upon omega. XL is what? XL is equal to 2 pi FL, or you can say it as omega L, and xc is equal to what? 1 by 2 pi fc, that is the 1 by omega c. So xl and xc are nothing but the two quantities that are depend upon omega, but r is constant. So that's why I am telling that in a circuit there may be a variable capacitor or there may be a variable inductor, but the value of the resistance should be constant, and we can change the value of the capacitor and the inductor to make the circuit in a resonating condition. So what will be the or you can say at resonance the current is equal to, you can say that I naught, is maximum, is equal to V is naught by Z, V naught by Z, and if Z is minimum then I naught become maximum, and our purpose is to get the maximum current, and if we get the maximum current, in that condition only we can get the maximum power, and always we are going for the power dissipate through the resistance. So in the, or you can say that if there is some inductive or the capacitive reactance are present along with the resistance, then the value of Z is much more higher, because here for resonating condition only R is present, and if you consider that the circuit is not in resonating condition, then there might be some Z, that is the impedance associated with the R. It may be XL minus XC, or it may be XC minus XL, that will be added up with R, so the total impedance of the circuit becomes increase. So for resonating condition, as the XL become XC, that means the impedance offered by the inductor or capacitor is not present in the circuit, only the resistance part is present over the circuit, and that is the minimum resistance of the circuit, and in that condition the maximum current will flow through the circuit. That is the called the resonating current. So resonating current will be denoted as I naught, and it is maximum when V naught by R is there. So I becomes, so for resonating condition, as the circuit is behaved like a resistive circuit. So, and we know that for resistive circuits there is no phase difference between the voltage and current, so it becomes I naught sin omega t. Whatever the phase of the voltage, that phase of the voltage is also present in the current, as the circuit is in resonating condition, that is the XL is equal to XC or VL is equal to VC, and as there is only the presence of resistance, the current is flowing in phase with the voltage. You got my point? You got my point? Now,
Yes, sir.
so what is the phase? What is the phase of the circuit? What is the phase difference? Phase difference. So we can find the phase difference. It is nothing but the angle between the voltage and current. So if you can consider tan phi, and if you consider that XL greater than XC, or you can consider XC greater than XL, for these two cases, tan phi become XL minus XC by R. You go the previous, if this is in this condition, this is the VC, VL greater than VC, that is from here you can draw also, this is the XL minus XC and this is the R, or here you can draw, this is the R and this is the XC minus XL, is it? So if this is the phi, so tan phi becomes XL minus XC by R, and if this is phi, then tan phi become XC minus XL by R. So tan phi become XL minus XC by R, and here also you can write tan phi is equal to XC minus XL by R. But we know that XL and XC for resonance, XL and XC are same, so we can make this term as 0 or we can make this term as 0. So it becomes 0 by R is equal to 0. So R is equal to 0. So the phase angle between these two is 0 degree, 0. The phase is tan phi 0. So V and I are in same phase. Is it clear? Is it clear?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, what is the resonating frequency? Now we can easily find out all the parameters. So what will be the resonating frequency? That is the, we can write it as resonating frequency. What is the value of the resonating frequency? So what we have in our hand, we only have XL is equal to XC, or we can write it as omega L is equal to 1 by omega C. Okay, or so that is omega square LC is equal to 1. That is the omega square is equal to 1 by LC. So we can find omega is equal to 1 by root under LC. This is the resonating omega for resonating condition. Here always you can consider the whatever the omega is, that is the F, because omega is nothing but the 2 pi F. So omega and F are the directly proportional. So now from here we can easily find out the frequency. Omega is equal to 2 pi F. So we can say that 2 pi FR is equal to 1 by root under LC over omega L. Omega R we can write over 2 pi FR. So FR, that is the resonating frequency, become 1 by 2 pi root under LC. This is very important question for your board, that what is the condition for resonance and what is the mathematical expression for the resonating frequency. So what is the condition? You just tell that if in a series RLC circuit, if the inductive reactance and the capacitive reactance, that is the XL is equal to the XC, the inductive reactance and the capacitive reactance are the same, then the circuit is behave like a pure resistive circuit, and in that case the phase difference between these two are same, and this is the condition for resonance, and the circuit is behave like a pure resistive circuit. And for that we have only one condition, that is the XL is equal to XC, and XL become 1 omega L and XC become 1 by omega C. So from here there you can find out omega is 1 by root under LC. So we know that omega and frequency are the directly proportion. So omega is become 2 pi F. So 2 pi FR become 1 by root under LC. From that we can find out the FR, that is the resonating frequency, or you can say it as F naught is the 1 by root under 1 by 2 pi root under LC. Then the most important topic, that is the graphs related to the LRC circuit. There is the graphs related to RLC resonating circuit. So we can find first of one is Z versus F, that is the impedance versus frequency graph. Second one is R versus F. F is the most important parameter over here, because depending upon the frequency, the resonance is happened. Third one is the nothing but the I naught, that is the resonating current, versus F, FR or F naught. You can write it as F naught. Okay. Then fourth one is the P versus F naught. Okay, so these four graphs you have to draw. Now, so first of all we start with the R versus F. So first of all we start number 2, that is the R versus F. So F is what? F is the resulting frequency, and R is what? R is nothing but the total impedance of the circuit, and as there is an absence of the inductor and the capacitor, that is the inductive reactance and the capacitive reactance, only R is present. That's why we are using the term R over there. Okay, so for this, to plot this, we have to know 2 or 3 terms. So XL is equal to omega L is equal to 2 pi FL, that is XL is directly proportional with the F naught, or F, not F naught, you write F. Okay, then XC becomes 1 by omega C, that is the 1 by 2 pi FC, that is the XC is inversely proportional with 1 by F. Okay, and R is nothing but the Z is a constant term. Is it? Is there any confusion up to this? Is there any confusion up to this? Okay, so you can plot. This is the XL, XC, all these things are nothing but the impedances. So you can write it as impedance. Then it is frequency. So R is constant. So you can draw the graph for R is this. Okay. XL is directly proportional. So you can draw the XL, the graph of XL is like this. Is it? And what is the XC? It is the inversely proportional. So the graph, nature of the graph is like this. This is the XC graph. So where the XL and XC meets, that is nothing but that frequency is called the FR or F naught, whatever it is convenient to you, you just use it. So where the XL and XC graph meet, so you can draw, as R is a constant, so you can draw the line over here also, you can draw the line over here also, you can draw the line over here also. Depending upon the value of R, you get the impedance, but the XL and XC is the dependent upon the frequency. So if you change the frequency, then the value of the XL and XC will be changes. So this is the R versus F graph. Now Z versus F naught. Okay, so if a circuit has some XL and XC value, and if you consider the XL is greater than XC, then what happened? Then what will be the Z? Z becomes root under R square plus XL minus XC square. Right on again. This is the XL minus XC. This is the R. This is the phi. So Z. So this is the Z resultant. So XL minus XC square plus R square is equal to Z square. Z is root under R square plus XL minus XC square. So you can put root over R square plus 2 pi FL minus 1 by 2 pi FC square. Is it? Now you increase the frequency. If frequency is increased, then this become increase and this becomes decrease, and the total ultimately this portion is increase. So if this a frequency, this frequency is increased, then as frequency is increased, then 2 pi fl, that is the xl is increased and xc is decreased. You can take that xl is 1000 ohm and xc is equal to 10 ohm. Then what is the value of xl minus xc? It becomes 990 ohm and its square plus the constant value of r. So if x is increased, then 2 pi fl is increased, but 2 pi fc is decreased, but overall z is what? Increase. Now you can decrease the f. Now you can decrease the f. If f is decreased, then 2 pi fl is decreases, but 2 pi, sorry, this is 1 by 2 pi fc becomes increase. Again you can get some negative value, negative. Here at that time xl becomes, you can say 10 ohm, and xc becomes, you can say 1000 ohm, and the net xl minus xc become minus 990 ohm, and as it has a square, so it becomes positive. So at that case also z becomes increase. So whatever you increase the f, if you increase the f, then the inductive reactance is increase and capacitive reactance is decrease, but the overall impedance is increase. If you decrease the f, then the inductive reactance is decrease, but the capacitive reactance is increase, and overall impedance of the circuit is increase. So if you draw the z versus f graph, so this becomes z and this becomes f. So what will be, so here you can say that this is the f1, this is the f2, like this, f is increased. So at the lower frequency the z is increase, means the have the higher value. At the higher frequency z has also higher value. In between somewhere the value of the f is, the value of the z is minimum, and that frequency is nothing but the what value? That frequency, in that value, in that f naught or fr, whatever it is, or fr, in that frequency the impedance of the circuit is decrease, means minimum, z minimum. And what is our motto? Our motto is to minimize the z to maximize the resonating current, as we are getting the maximum power dissipate across the resistance. You got my point? Whatever the frequency is in
Sir, f1 equal to
f1 equal to f2. No. F1 is a lower frequency, meaning it is 50 Hz. So this is 10, this is 20, this is 30, this is 40, like this. At the when you use the 10, frequency is 10 Hz, then you get the higher impedance. When you put it, when you give the higher frequency, that is the 30 Hz, then also z is increase. So for lower and higher frequency in the both these two region, z is increase. But somewhere in between the 10 and 20, 10 and 30 Hz, there is a condition when the inductive and capacitive part are neglected each other, that is the capacitor and inductor are out of phase each other. That is that in that frequency we can consider it as a resonating frequency and the circuit is in resonance. So this becomes the capacitive and this becomes the inductive. This half. Okay, বুঝতে পেরেছিস?
Okay, sir.
When frequency is increased, then the z is increased. When the frequency is increased, at that time z is increased. When the frequency is decreased, at that time z is also increased. When the frequency is decreased, at the time of z is also increased. But in between them there is some certain frequency when the impedance offered by the circuit is minimum. And what is the condition when the circuit has the minimum resistance? When the inductive reactance and the capacitive reactance are neglected to each other. If they are neglected or they are nullify each other, then only resistive part are present over there, and that is the minimum Z. And for that minimum Z, that is the nothing but the equal to R. The maximum current will flow through the circuit, and as we know the power is the I square R, so we can find out get the maximum power through the circuit. বুঝতে পেরেছিস? বুঝতে পেরেছিস? Next, so power, আচ্ছা previous এই করে দিই. So what is the power? So as the circuit is behave like a resistive circuit, then it is I square R. Power is become I RMS square R is the power. You know that the power across the resistance is I RMS square. Okay. So how can we calculate the power? So P is what? V RMS into I RMS into cos phi. So cos phi become what? Cos phi become what? It is the 0 degree. So cos 0 is what? 1. So this is the VRMS into IRMS, because at resistance I and V are in same phase. So the phase angle between them is 0 degree, and cos phi is the phase angle. So cos phi is nothing but the power factor angle. So VRMS, and as it is 0, so cos 0 is 1, so the power become VRMS into IRMS. So we can write it as V naught by root 2 into I naught by root 2, okay, into 1. So what is V naught? So when the circuit has a impedance Z is equal to R, so at that time I is equal to what? I is what? What is I? V naught by R. So I is the V naught by R. You got my point? So V naught become I naught into R. So we can write it I naught R by root 2 into I naught R. Sorry, I naught R. I naught. So V naught becomes I naught R by root 2 into I naught by root 2. So it becomes I naught square by 2 into R. That is the what? That is the I RMS square into R. Because why? Because I naught by root 2 is the IRMS.
RMS.
So IRMS square becomes this square. So I naught square by 2. So I naught square by 2 you can write it as IRMS square. So IRMS square into R is nothing but the power dissipated across the resistor. Okay. So what did we learn up to this? We learned that at resonance Z is equal to minimum and it becomes equal to R. Current I naught become I naught max is equal to V naught by R. Okay. V and I are in same phase and power is max, that is P max equal to I naught square by 2 into R, or you can say it as I RMS square into R. Okay, you got my point? বুঝতে পেরেছিস? These are the resonance. Okay, so what is the bandwidth? What is the bandwidth? Now, one important parameter over here is a bandwidth. What is bandwidth? For knowing the bandwidth, we can draw a graph. This is the I naught versus omega. Omega or f are same. So the nature of the graph you have already studied. The nature of the graph is like this. There are পুরিছে আগে ওই গ্রাফটা পড়ায়নি না আচ্ছা so what is the nature of the graph okay so we have already know that z versus f graph. This is the z, this is the f. So nature of the graph was like this. I have already told you that at the low frequency you get the maximum impedance, at the high frequency we get the maximum impedance, and somewhere in between them we get the f naught where we can find the hey mute kar, where you can find the z minimum. So z and I, that is the impedance and I, are nothing but the reciprocal to each other. So if the nature of the z versus f graph is like this, then the I versus f or omega graph is just opposite to it. So at I naught, this is the maximum current and this is the that frequency where we can get the maximum current resonating frequency. You can make the second graph through with it. So if this is the I naught maximum current graph, so this become the resonating graph. So at that this condition the z is minimum. When z is minimum, then current is maximum. When z is maximum, current is minimum. You got my point? So this is I versus z f graph. So again I have to draw it. This is the I naught and this is the omega. So the graph is like this. So this is the I naught max and this is the f naught. What is the exact definition of the bandwidth? The exact definition of the bandwidth is the range of frequency over which circuit current, that is the resonating circuit current, I am writing it, the range of frequency over which the circuit current is equal to more than to or more than equal to or more than 70.7% of maximum value. It means that this is the starting frequency f1 and this is the starting frequency f2. We are not considering the f1 and f2 because at f1 this is the current or at f2 this is the current. So obviously it is not 70.7% of the f naught. We have to take the whatever the maximum value of the I naught is, we have to take the 70.7% of its value. So if it is the 100% of I naught, so anywhere over here we can say it as 70.7% of I naught. If this is total is 100%, so this becomes 70.7%. This obviously this is not 70.7% of I naught. So for that we can get the 2 point. One is over here and another is over here. we can write it as f1 and f2, and this is nothing but the del omega. So again I am drawing this curve. So this is I naught, this is Im, I max. So this is the your resonating graph. So this is omega. So here it is omega naught, and if it is 100% of Im, so this is become 70.7% of Im. And what does that 70.7% of Im means? That is the IRMS. That is 70.7% of I naught, and I naught by root 2 is the same. If I naught is divided by root 2, then you got the 70.7% of I naught. So I naught by root 2 is nothing but the IRMS. So for that IRMS, we got 2 points. One is here in that, this is, you can say, omega 1, and this is your omega 2. Clearly you see that in omega 1 and omega 2 you got the same current. In omega 1 you got the IRMS, in omega 2 also you got the IRMS. So means in the two frequency you can get the IRMS, that is the Im by root 2 or I naught by root 2. So this space is nothing but your bandwidth, that is denoted by del omega, and del omega is nothing but the omega 2 minus omega 1. Okay, so where it changes I naught by root 2 to I naught, 2 again I naught by root 2. Here from omega 1 it is I naught by root 2, from omega naught it is nothing but the I naught, and again from omega 2 it is I naught by root 2. So omega become changes from I naught by root 2 to I naught by root 2. Or if you can say that, consider power, then at that point the power becomes P max by 2 is become P max by 2. At that point the power is P max by P max. At that point the power become P max by 2. Okay, so what is the value of P max? So P max, you can calculate P max. So P max become I naught by 2 square into R, I square R. Is it? Not I naught by 2, it becomes I naught square by root 2 into R. Is it? So what is P max by 2? It becomes I naught by root 2 square into R by 2. So it is I naught square R by 4. That is the P max by 2. That's why these 2 points are nothing but called as a half power point frequency. At omega 2 and omega 1 and omega 2 we got the half of the maximum power. That's why that 2 points are considered as a half power point frequency. Okay, so what is the will be the value of the omega, del omega? So del omega is becomes nothing but the omega 2 minus omega 1, and it becomes if you calculate it, it comes R by L. Okay, so another next some part is left, that is the quality factor, small part. Quality factor, that is the Q factor, how much inductive or resistive part, inductive or capacitive part is present. If in a circuit, the circuit is connected with the wire, if the wire doesn't have any inductive or capacitive part, then the circuit becomes the best quality circuit, and at that time the quality factor is best. So Q factor is denoted by the, it is a ratio of resonating frequency by the bandwidth. What is the resonating frequency? It becomes omega naught. And what is the bandwidth? It becomes del omega, that is the omega 2 minus omega 1. So what is the value of the omega naught? It is the 1 by root under LC. We have already learned in the first starting of the lecture that omega is the 1 by root under LC is the condition for resonance. And what is the del omega? It is nothing but the R by L. So if you put this value, then you become 1 by R root under L by C. So the quality factor of a resonating series resonating circuit becomes 1 by R root under L by C. This is very important for your examination. What do you mean by half power point frequency? What is its significance? What is quality factor? What is the condition for resonance? What is the use of resonance? Okay, যদি কেউ শিখতে চাস ইউজ অফ রেজোনেন্স কি মিন্স হাউ এফএম ওয়ার্কস, তো আমাকে বলবি, আমি সেটা তাদের এক্সট্রা কেউ যে শিখতে চাইবি তাকে শিখিয়ে দেবো যে 92.7 পর 93.5 FM কেন, তার মাঝখানে কেন কোনো ফ্রিকোয়েন্সি আমি পাই না। বাস একটা চ্যানেল শার্প আসার আগে আস্তে আস্তে বুঝতে পারি যে চ্যানেলটা আমার টিউন হয়ে চ্যানেলটা ধরা পড়ছে, হতে হতে চ্যানেলটা ধরা পড়ে ভালোভাবে, খুব ক্লিয়ারলি শুনতে পাই। এগেন যখন আবার একটুখানি ঘোরায় তখন আবার চ্যানেলটা ডিস্টর্ট করে, কেন? সেটা হচ্ছে এই উইথটার জন্য, দিস উইথের জন্য। যত শার্প হবে তত চ্যানেল, if this is the omega naught, at that omega naught the channel use here is very much clear. At this frequency, after this frequency you know that you are catching the channel and the quality of the channel is increases, and at omega naught the quality of the channel is maximum. Then again up to this, that is the omega 2, the quality of the channel is decreases, and after that the channel is vanishes. Then 93.5 red FM graph starts. This how it can works. So a radio is nothing but a series LRC circuit where you can vary the C. If antenna catches so many frequencies, so if you can change the value of the capacitor. If you change the capacitor value, then the resonating frequency, that F0 is changes. If F0 is changes, and at 92.7 frequency, if it got resonance, and at that time the current will be maximum through it, and the power dissipated through the resistance is maximum, then the 92.7 you get the maximum clear sound, and 92.71 distort করছে, 97.2 তো 97.1 ডিস্টর্ট করছে, 97.3 ডিস্টর্ট করছে, কিন্তু এক্স্যাক্ট 92.7 একদম ক্লিয়ার আসছে। তারপর 92.7 এরপর 92.8, the one is 92.7 is the bandwidth hertz. So এর আগে কি হচ্ছে 92.65 এ কি হচ্ছে, ব্যান্ডউইথ ধরা পড়ে যাচ্ছে, আস্তে আস্তে আমরা শুনতে পাচ্ছি। 92.7 এ উই গট ইট ক্লিয়ার সাউন্ড। আফটার 92.75 এটা ডিস্টর্ট করছে। আফটার 92.75 দ্য চ্যানেল সাউন্ড ভ্যানিশেস, ঝিঝি আওয়াজ করছে। আবার 93.5 এর আগে ধরবে, 93.5 এর পরে আবার চ্যানেল ডিস্টর্ট হবে। সো দিস ইজ দ্য ব্যান্ডউইথ অফ দ্য চ্যানেল, যত চ্যানেল ব্যান্ডউইথ যত বাড়বে, এরম যত বাড়বে তত কি ডিস্টরশন বাড়বে, যত চ্যানেল ব্যান্ডউইথ শার্প হবে তত ডিস্টরশন কমবে। গট মাই পয়েন্ট?